Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Jason Reynolds here with Visions Realty and Investments, and I've got Eli Young here with Norman & Young Photography, and we got Brian Webb hanging out in the back, our assistant. So, real quick, in talking about photography, Eli is a photographer, owns a company that does all the photography for our new listings, and I asked him to give us 5, tips to make a home look great in terms of getting it ready for photography. So.
Sure. So I got my team together and we wanted to come up with 5 things that would make a real difference rather than just, spit off the usual list.
Yeah.
And one of my photographers made a joke and they said, well, the 5 things were declutter, declutter, declutter. And
That's awesome.
So I almost wrote it down because really the main thing you can do and the most important thing is to remove the extra stuff from your home that clutters the house and draws users' or viewers' eyes to the photos, to that part of the photos.
Cool.
So what I mean by that is stuff off the countertops, whether it's paper towel racks, dishes, anything like that off countertops.
Okay.
Extra furniture. A lot of times people have a lot of extra furniture they use on a daily basis, but just takes up a huge portion of the room.
Yeah.
So decluttering is definitely the first and most important of the 5.
Okay.
Let me pull back up this list here.
Good.
Okay, another big one is the landscaping and grass outside.
Okay.
We can only do so much to make that look good. So if you freshen up your mulch, cut the grass, that sort of thing, it'll make a big difference in the curb appeal that your home generates online.
Okay. Awesome.
Number 3, which is one people usually miss because it's not that apparent. Replace all of the bulbs in your house, especially the ones that are out or a different color temperature. A lot of people will go through and just replace them all because you'll notice they start to fade over time. The brightest you can get your home prior to us shooting, the better the photos are going to turn out.
Okay.
So new bulbs, especially in important rooms, and make sure they're not, 3 white bulbs and then a yellow bulb, because that will stick out in the photos like a sore thumb.
Now, jumping off that real quick.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference on it being the cool, kind of that cool color, or the white?
The cool color, especially if it's fluorescent in the sense of fluorescent tubes that are cool, pick up really negatively in photos. So warmer bulbs are definitely the preference. You don't want to have the orangest you can find, but just a mid-range kind of cool white color temperature would be great. Or warm white, I should say.
Okay.
Let's go to the other one, number 3 or number 4, I guess it is. Number 4 would be pet stuff.
Okay.
I'm sure that's something that's prepped normally, but if we can shoot photos that don't show that there's been pets living in your home, that's going to show better. Some people love dogs, some people don't. So best to not have anything like that. Dog bowls, water bowls, toys. Dogs have dug holes in your backyard. Of course, that falls under landscaping. That kind of stuff would make a big difference too.
Okay.
And then the last one, I keep losing my place here, would be to depersonalize the home. It doesn't have to be everything out, but if you're one of those people that loves their family and has a ton of family photos everywhere, maybe taking some of those down will kind of allow people to see the house rather than looking at photos like it's someone else's house they're moving into.
Right, they want to envision themselves being able to live there rather than seeing everybody else.
And the last few percent of touch-up and readying we'll do when we're there, just because we have a fairly specific list in terms of how we like the blinds and other things like that. But the more you can do prior to us getting there, the better your photos are going to turn out overall. Okay.
Awesome. You guys heard it from the source. So if you're listening to this, it means you probably have Eli and his team coming to take photos within the next week. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know, or we can get you in touch with Eli and his team.
Of course, and you're always welcome to ask the photographer that shows up to shoot your house their thoughts, because they're all trained the same way I am, and they'll do a good job for you.
Perfect. Thanks, Eli.
Thanks, Jason.